This is the sports betting top picks and plays. This is for the NBA Beat the Number. This is the NBA Morning Edition. My name is Abby for Sunday, March the 30th. Again, we just going to go over 3 NBA games today. We got a slate of games that are going on. This is courtesy of oddslogic.com. Again, the latest line moves for the point spreads, over-unders, and we got the injury report. That's oddslogic.com. The first of 3 games we're going to discuss is going to be New York, Portland at New York. This one here opened up -9. Total's 224.5. Now it's come down to as low as 8, -8, and the total's dropped to 220.5. So that's a big drop off. So look into this further. Look to see where the public and sharps are for this game. That's Portland at New York. And then we'll look at the injury report. All right, so in this game here, it looks like Portland's getting all the love. They're getting all the public play. On the side, nothing on the total, but Portland's getting all the love so far. Yeah, Portland's getting all the love here. So look at the injury report for this game. So look here, Portland and New York. So Scoot Henderson, concussion, out against the Knicks on Sunday. Anthony Simons, forearm, questionable. He's 50-50. Cameron Payne out Friday at Milwaukee with an ankle. We're not sure if he's playing tonight. Miles McBride, groin, out Friday. That was Friday, but we're not sure if they're playing today. Those guys are still 50-50. So we're not sure about Cameron Payne and Miles McBride for today's game. Jeremy Grant, knee out indefinitely. Jalen Brunson, as you know, out indefinitely. DeAndre Ayton, as you know, is out. Looks like that's it. That's it for that matchup. So we'll look into this game further. That's Portland and New York. Let's take a look at that matchup. 7-3 last 10, 3-6-1 against the spread. Portland won the first game was 2 weeks ago. Is in Portland. Portland was a 4-point. Knicks were a 4-point favorite. Portland covered, but the Knicks won in overtime, 114-113. It was under 227.5. For this game, Portland, against other opposition, Portland is 4-6 last 10, 5-5 against the spread, 5-5 to the over/under. Portland's lost 3 straight games, including the first game of a road trip they've lost. They're 2-3 last 5 games, 4-1 to the over. New York, 6-4 last 10, 6-4 against the spread, 5-4-1 to the over. 3-2 last 5, New York, and 3-1-1 to the over, New York. So look into, let me see this one here. For me in this game, I know the number is dropping. I know the line is dropping in this game, but I have to look at the over in this game. I know the number is dropping down. I have to look at the over in this game. I'm not seeing much defense from both of these teams whatsoever. And I know, like I said, the line's dropping to as low as 220, 220 and a half, back to 221. I got to take the over in this game. I just think the line dropping because it's just basically a readjustment to the injuries that I mentioned to you in the injury report. That's why the line has gone down, and there's a bit of a readjustment that the odds makers are making for this game. But I still like the over. I like over the 221. When the dust settles and all the injury reports and all the injuries that were mentioned and some possibly some players possibly playing, some may not play. I still like the over in this game. I don't think, like I said, there's not going to be a lot of defense in this game at all. I don't see a lot of defense, in my opinion. I'm not seeing a lot of defense here. So that's why I'm taking the over here, over the 220 and a half. Now it's 221. So I like the over here for Portland and New York. The next game we're going to look at here. So Portland, we did Portland, New York. So the next one we'll look at, we'll take a look at Detroit, Minnesota. That's the next one. Detroit, Minnesota. So this one here, open up at 6. Minnesota by 6 at home. Total 224 and a half. It's gone all the way to 7. We're even seeing 7.5s. And the total's gone to 225 and a half, 226. So we'll look into this game further. So Pistons getting all the love as a dog. And the under. A lot of love on the under in this game for some reason. So look into this game further here. And we'll check the injury report for both teams. Tobias Harris upgraded to available. He will be playing Sunday at Minnesota. However, the same's not to be said for Cade Cunningham with a calf injury. He is downgraded, unlikely to play Sunday at Minnesota, so it looks like he's out with a calf, still going to be out of the lineup. Minnesota once again look like they're healthy. They got a healthy squad, but we'll check to make sure. Yeah, it looks like Minnesota's got a healthy squad. Just Detroit has those injuries. Just the Pistons, but Minnesota look like they got a healthy squad. But yet the public likes they're on Detroit, even though Minnesota's got a healthier squad. But we'll see. We'll look into this game further. So they played already early this year, beginning of the year. January 4th, they played in Detroit. Minnesota's a 6.5 point favorites. Detroit covered in 115, 119, 105. It went over 216 and it went over 216 at that time. So overall, so the last looks like it looks like overall Detroit 7-3 last 10, 5-5 against the spread, 5-5 to the over. Pistons have won 3 straight games, but all 3 were at home that they won. And they are 4-1 last 5 games, and Pistons are 4-1 to the over. Minnesota 7-3 last 10, 5-5 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Minnesota 2-3 last 5 games, 4-1 to the over. So both teams are 4-1 to the over. They're both playing to the over. Yeah, I have to agree here with this one. Since both teams are playing to the over, the first meeting of this series went over the total. The first meeting went over. It was 216, and it went over. And now it's gone up by about 9 points from the first meeting. So from 216 now this meeting is 225. I have to take the over. It's gone up by about five. Sorry, it's gone up by about 9 points, and then both teams playing to the over in the last 5 games, 4-1 respectively to the over. So for me, it all ties into the over. Detroit, Minnesota to the over. I like over 225.5 in this game. I like that. And I would lean to the Pistons. Pistons plus the plus 6 and plus the 7. Now you're seeing 7.5. I would take the at 7.5. If you get a 7.5, definitely take the Pistons. I like Detroit there as well to cover. I know Detroit's last 3 straight games. Sorry, they won 3 straight. Excuse me, they won 3 straight games. I'm sorry, they had won 3 straight games. They're playing well, and especially on the road, they play well on the road. So I agree with the public here, and I like the Pistons, and I like the over. Detroit and the over. I like that. So I like that. I like that play a lot. Next game I'm going to do here will be Houston at Phoenix. So Houston at Phoenix will be -2. Opening number Houston. Total 223.5. The total's gone up now to 224.5. And the numbers dropped down to 1.5. So it's come down to 1.5 at one book. Another book's got 2.5, but mainly starting to come down to 1.5. That's the consensus. We'll look into this further. See where the public and sharps are. Public all over Houston. They're on the favorite on the road. Nothing on the total. Yeah, public all over Houston. That's the consensus there. So we'll look into this further. Houston. Houston. And so Reed Shepard ruled out. That was Thursday's matchup. We're not sure if he's ruled out tonight, so we'll see. He's still 50-50. Phoenix, Bradley Beal, as you know, out. I think he's the only one out of the lineup. Everybody else for Phoenix is healthy, as far as I know. Yeah, that's it. That's it for the injury report. So look at the matchup, Houston and Phoenix. All right, so head to head. They played twice already, 2 times. So they played twice. First 2 meetings were in Houston, February 12th in Houston. Houston, a 9.5-point favorite. Phoenix covered, was 119-111. Houston won, but Phoenix covered. It was over the total 219.5. Second meeting was about 2 weeks ago in Houston. Houston 4.5-point favorites. And this time Houston won and covered 114-107, and it was under 227. So now we got the third meeting in Phoenix this time. Houston overall last 10 games 9-1, last 10 4-6 against the spread, 6-3 to the over. Houston's 4-1 last 5 games, 3-1-1 to the over. Houston. Phoenix 5-5 last 10, 5-5 against the spread, 4-6 to the under. Phoenix has lost 2 straight games. They're 3-2 last 5 games, 4-1 to the over. Let's see, so 224. Yeah, I have to go with the hotter team. Right now, Phoenix is not the hot team right now. They're falling like a ton of bricks with two straight losses. I got to go with the hotter, consistent team, Houston. Houston on the money line. I like Houston here. You give me Houston on the money line, the more consistent team to win this game. So I like Houston here. I agree with the public. I like Houston to win the game on the money line. Nothing on the total. Um, yeah, nothing on the total. I just like Houston. Houston on the money line to win this game. I like him here. Let's see. I'll throw in one more game. We'll do one more. I'll throw in one more game. It's going to be Charlotte and the Pelicans. We'll go with Charlotte and the Pelicans here. The Pelicans opened up -3, total 217.5. Now the numbers dropped down. The totals dropped. It's a significant drop, all the way to 212.5. We're seeing 213. So it's dropped down significantly, like I said. And we're seeing the spread go to 3.5, from 3 to 3.5 mainly right now. Yeah, 3.5, a bit of 2.5, but we're seeing 3.5. So look into this one further. Look at these sharps and look at the sharps and squares on this game. So it's been pretty quiet. Nothing here so far. It's been pretty quiet. So I look into this further. That's Charlotte and the Pelicans. We'll look into this one. Josh Okogie will be available Sunday at New Orleans. Josh Green out Sunday at New Orleans with a shoulder. Mark Williams out Sunday at New Orleans. Injury management related. LaMelo Ball, out for the season. I think the Pelicans look like they're healthy. Trey Murphy out for the season. That's old news. He was out for a while. And look at the Pelicans got Herb Jones out for the season. Brandon Miller out. Yeah, that's it. So look at this matchup here. That's New Orleans and Charlotte. We'll look at that one. Okay, so they played earlier this year. So they played about 2 months ago. This one was in Charlotte. Charlotte was a 1-point underdog to New Orleans. Charlotte covered in 123.92. Was under the total, 230.5. So that was the only meeting. And now overall, Charlotte 3-7 last 10. And 5-5 to the over/under. Charlotte's lost 4 straight games. Yeah, they lost 4 in a row. And they're 3-2 to the over. Pelicans 3-7 last 10, 5-4, 5-4-1 against the spread, 4-6 to the under. Pelicans are 2-3 last 5 games, 3-2 to the over. Yeah, to me, I just think Charlotte they're basically playing out the string. They're just basically playing out the string, and at this point, they're not really focused on winning games, in my opinion. I know they beat this team earlier, Charlotte. They beat the Pelicans earlier this season. They already beat them already. So the Pelicans, this is a revenge spot for the Pelicans here. They lost these guys badly, and I believe before they go on the road trip, I believe they're focused here to win this game. I like New Orleans here to win this game. I like them on the money line. So this is more of a focus spot and a revenge spot for New Orleans. So I like him here I like him here in this spot to win the game. So give me Charlotte on the money line. As far as the total goes, I know the first meeting went under 230. Now it's got a 212. Let me see something here. Yeah, I like the under. I like the under in this game. I agree with the under. I'm gonna take the so I like Pelicans money line, and I'm gonna go with the under in this game. I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna take the under. Yeah, I'll go with that. Under and the Pelicans. Um, Pelicans on the money line to win the game. That's my play for that game. All right, and that's it. NBA card. That's it for the NBA card today. Thank you for joining me. My name's Abby. Thank you very much. Again, whether you fade or follow my picks, it's up to you. I just basically look at the games, make my assessments, and my choice for what I like, and I take it from there. But I still hope you have a big day in the NBA this Sunday. Cash some winners, some big winners. Good luck to you guys. Hit the like and subscribe button for more of these NBA picks and plays for the totals and the point spread plays. And go to www.sportsmemo.com. Go to Abby's Sports Picks. Again, I have 2 client plays today, one in the NBA and one in college basketball. So go to sportsmemo.com, Abby's Sports Picks. Those plays will be available after 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can check those plays out after 12 noon Eastern Standard Time for one NBA play, one college basketball play. You have a 7-day package. You want to hop on there, take advantage of this opportunity here, so you can get some winners for my 2 client plays, one in the NBA, one in college basketball. Again, www.sportsmomo.com, Abby Sports Picks. All right. So again, good luck to you guys. I will be back this afternoon for the Player Props edition, NBA Player Props. Again, we're gonna go over a team total and some player props for this. All right. So good luck to you guys. Hope you cash the winners. Stay true to yourself. Stay blessed. Stay humble. Believe in yourself. Good luck. Peace.